And here we go, game 2 here in this best of 3. I'm Gareth, joined by Lacoste. Game 1 was an absolute banger. If you didn't watch it, go back and check out the VOD, because that was a spectacular game. AM versus TB, a beautiful match to watch.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. Some late game Dota, and these two heroes are one of the strongest one. This time, I would say a much stronger draft from ViCi Gaming. A lot of control, a lot of silences, and but there's going to be some fancy shenanigans, double duel, double Reaper sight, if they can pull off a good Grimstroke combo.
Yeah, let's get into game and find out exactly what we're dealing with here. Game 2, best of 3, Gambit with a 1-0 lead. And we've got ourselves a GPK Necro mid. That was their last pick. We were wondering what the heck they go. I'm sat there thinking, hey, surely they need some kind of BKB buyer. But no, they've gone Necro. And I guess with the itemization you can go on this hero, Yule Scepter, Lotus Orb, you shouldn't have too many issues being able to deal with the silences coming out.
You can only, yeah, but you need the BKB against all these silences. Usually, your Necrophos does not want to buy a BKB because you can't pop a Ghost Shroud.
Yeah, makes things really rough there for you. FNG so far, really being tested by the teams in the group stage. And ViCi Gaming, it was definitely a difficult game for them. But FNG, with his draft, with his captaincy proving, and he can still battle with the best of them as he trades hits already, levels up that chilling touch, and DY gives him the old what for, a couple of whacks to the back of the head, and bounty runes down bottom, and it looked like they have been secured up by ViCi.
It's not fair. Faceless Void has a free Battle Fury.
Has he got the cosmetic on, has he?
Yes, he does.
Is that what you're going for? Shatslow up top, grabs the bounty. Oh, look at FNG and DY. I mean, it was a battle of warding in the last game. Sentries galore from FNG. Like 10 minutes in, there were 8 sentries on the map for his team. Definitely looking to continue that dewarding strategy up against DY. And Dream on this hard carry. AM last game. Faceless Void this time around.
Yeah, one of the supports will definitely need the TP top. PYW just bought the Boots of Speed, has one shared Tango.
And DY continues the harass. Looks a little bit rough down here to start off for Gambit. And Xiao Yu on this Night Stalker. A couple of pummels into Dream, and they do TP that one hero. DY Silencer goes up to top, so they keep the Rubik down south. Hiding away in the trees, looking for that Fade Bolt. Snipe out range creeps. Mess up the Faceless Void last hitting.
Uses that time walk, but the lane is pushing in, and it's not going to be easy for Void. Last hit underneath the tower so far. ViCi Gaming playing the bottom lane way better.
Yeah, with that damage reduction on Fade Bolt, super difficult. Has secured himself a good number of last hits. But there we have the Void from Night Stalker, able to secure range creeps now, even during the daytime. Top lane, Vampire, Grimstroke, pairing up with Shatslow. And this is a pretty nice lane, especially when they hit level 2. They'll have that Inkswell on the Grimstroke and the ability to push forward with some stuns and damage.
Yeah, the extra movement speed from Legion Commanders, overwhelming odds. They could easily try to go on the Silencer, but the Silencer right now is keeping a good distance, staying on the side lane so it doesn't get hit on 2 heroes. Overwhelming odds, just some extra damage. Nice harassment.
Any one of these lanes really does have kill threat over the other. Even that mid lane, we're seeing people drop pretty low on the old HP. And look at here, Shatslow just goes in. Overwhelming odds, a couple of hits. DY drops to about a quarter of his health. And that leaves Paparazzi in an awkward situation. Ori finding, very gladly, a regeneration rune top spot, as GPK sounding back up to full himself.
That's a big one. Kanka already dominating the lane, and after picking up that regen rune, it's going to become much easier for him. Also, he has a ton of magical damage. Torrent, not going to connect.
Still trying for it. And after that salve, GPK within 20 seconds has lost the majority of his health. And of course, we know how vital it is for Necro to get the CS to be able to keep that regen going. But you're right, 16-5 on Ori, 16-3 on the Gyro. They're similar to the last game, though, ViCi Gaming racing ahead in CS. And we saw Gambit come back, use the map very well, and through the warding and the strategy of FNG, they were able to kind of bridge that gap and make sure they had a chance in the game and turn it into a victory. So Necro last pick, up against all these silencers. What's the key reason here they've given GPK the green, slimy Necro hero?
I guess, survivability extra with the press the attack, but it's going to be hard for them to use the abilities, especially
Cold feet.
during the chrono shoot. There's always going to be a global silence if he's not the one who scoped the inside of it to just cancel the whole fight. We've seen Naga silence also being used as a counter to Faceless Void, which is one of the most popular carries these days.
A good little curse into Rocket Barrage forces Shatlow back, but FNG, he's come into mid lane. Looks like GPK there, baiting Ori into a real sticky spot. And FNG, an unexpected maneuver. They've pushed this lane. Radiant side is all the way under tier 1 tower bottom, so the free movement of the AA to swing mid, very handy. I assume he TP'd, and now he's walking back down bottom.
FNG wants to check the rune. There's going to be Invis.
Does he go mid again?
They know, they spotted it.
You're right, they did. Darob's Ward sees it coming, and they're actually shifting the Rubik there as Shatlow trades his life for Gyro up top.
Legion Commander is not the hero that has the highest mana pool, so should be careful about it. Same goes for Faceless Void. Losing all that intelligence, also giving the damage to Silencer early on, is never good. I don't think anyone thinks it's good, but...
Giving your int to someone else. Never good.
What if you get my int? Is it like bad kind of int? Like, no, I'm not taking it. Sorry, I'm not taking it.
Tainted intelligence. We don't want this. X-Mark Torrent will catch out GPK, make sure that Ori survives, as FNG really does lay it on thick here, spreading the damage from that icy frozen hand of his into the face of Ori. And looking up towards top, bounty runes going to be gathered up on bottom lane as well. Everybody racing for the runes. And Shatlow chased down by a homing missile, but no worries for him. Legion Commanders.
2 for 2 trade. Now Night Stalker will have that extra movement speed and attack speed, so more pressure on Faceless Void on the bottom lane. Every single time Void gets close, will get hit by Night Stalker once or twice.
Still difficult. Like Night Stalker's last hitting and denying very, very nicely and making a play onto Dream, forcing him to time walk down. Not an ideal situation there for Gambit in the bottom lane. ViCi Gaming seemingly much more in control of their lanes this time around. I don't know if there was maybe a lack of respect in game 1 or if they were just not feeling it, but there was most certainly something off about ViCi Gaming, and Gambit fully exploited it.
That first game could have gone both ways. I think if TB used the Manta style and Sunder, it could have been a different game, but you never know. A lot of ifs mid lane, the boat connects.
Does he have the damage to finish, though? It doesn't look like it, and Grimstroke's arrival from that top lane into mid with the Inkswell, Reaper Scythe, not enough damage to actually get the Scythe kill, but they should be able to actually tickle him down. The rum is gone, you're right, and there we have it. Tip over towards Ori.
You want to give him the extra seconds of penalty when you get the Reaper Scythe kill, but still, a kill is a kill. You're gonna get the region up to full HP. And I love how every single mid laner, even some of the carries who are not strength, are shifting towards the Bracer.
Yeah, I feel like we started seeing it on like Outworld Devourers in the Southeast Asian region, where they were going like a Null and a Bracer, as well as Silencer, just shredded here by Shatlow and Vampire. They finish him off with the overwhelming odds. Homing missile from Paparazzi, looking to try and bring this Legion down. One more hit, there it is. Does the trick, and now swing in towards Vampire. Xiao Yu has rotated up.
The real Vampire showed up.
And destroy him.
Double kill for Paparazzi. Yeah, they were trying to share some of the damage from Rocket Barrage, but sometimes it's better just to let him die. Kanka is level 7. If they make one rotation on this Necro, he just needs one extra follow-up to kill him.
I'm just thinking now as well, we saw a little bit of Tiny going like one Wraithband, one Bracer as well. There's been a number of these weird, or quirky, rather than weird, little transitional items. I'm waiting for the full combo though, with the Wraith, the Null, and the Bracer on a hero. Get the triple threat, as the first chrono expended by Dream finds the pick on PYW. And that will consolidate the Void's position in that bottom lane.
He'll take that. It's hard to play against Faceless Void. You know he has a chrono, you show up on the lane, that means you're dead. The gank, not very successful on the mid lane.
2 rotations in, GPK safe and sound.
Legion is level 6 on the top lane, so someone should make a move AA still level 4, not the easiest kill. Grimstroke about to hit level 5.
It may be Legion to make the move, spotted out by two very nice observer wards, one on that high ground and one a little deeper. As Dream currently aiming towards the hand of Midas. Night Stalker, of course, Bracer into Medallion, pretty standard stuff from him. May see the Agnims come out a little bit later on, which some players have been rushing straight up on the Night Stalker.
As a carry, yes. As an offlaner, I don't think you can be that greedy. So getting one more item before he's cooled, you're still gonna be a core and transition. FNG with the kisses after he destroys an observer ward.
And it really has been the story of, you know, game 1 and so far game 2 here. The ward battle between FNG and DY. Very often smoking themselves up individually, just the position 5 going on a bit of a roam, a wander into enemy jungle areas to get that vision down for the rest of the team. So we have a double bracer for Kunkka, tanking up nicely. I saw the hood picked up on Necro, so he's going to be tanking himself up with bracer, null, hood, not finishing off his brown boots into anything just yet. What do we expect from this?
This Necro?
Like a Ewell's or a Force Staff?
If he wants to shift towards more utility build and still get Radiance at one point, but having Guardian Greaves to dispel the silence and have more survivability, also to remove the... You can't remove Night Stalker silence, obviously, but you can remove the global. Depends how the top lane goes. If Legion Commander gets a lot of the duels, he will scale.
AoE silence, X into boat, and they've caught this Void, pants down and everything. Bounty rune timing perfect here for ViCi Gaming. And I don't know if they're going to lose anyone for it. They've got this Night Stalker trapped up in a Reaper's Scythe. Vampire with Inkswell, they do get the trade back 1 for 1, but they get the bounty runes down south and a double damage for Kunkka, which he's going to go into the jungle to farm. And yeah, we see there Spirit Vessel Kunkka mid. We've seen it a couple of times against, you know, Alchemist, Morphling. Against the Necro,
yeah, it's the correct build. You have also a Night Stalker, a core who can scale, but Spirit Vessel is a must-have. So once Necro sees that, I think he's just gonna shift towards either Eul Scepter or Guardian Greaves to have a way of dispelling it.
Vampire rushing straight into Ether Lens. Actually buys the Void Stone over the Arcane Boots. Rubik with Arcanes of his own. There's Void rotating top.
Global is ready.
Trying to maybe catch out the Gyrocopter, but yeah, you're spotting DY there. They chrono the Gyro at the very edge. They've got the Ice Blast on top, but the Global comes out, so the follow-through not actually coming to fruition for Gambit. And a good cooldown will catch and clip Shachlo with a stolen chrono into the Torrent. The heal from Press the Attack is still going, but Shachlo, he's not going anymore.
Very patient Global Silence from DY. Didn't want to pop it straight away until he sees who's going to show up. In this scenario, if AA ulti goes through, you can't stop it, but it's still going to hit if it gets out of the map. So
well, that's the first real usage of Chrono Ice Blast. That combo is meant to gather them up a kill on a core at this stage of the game. So very good disruption play from ViCi Gaming. Blink Dagger queued on Xiaoyu after the Medallion, so he's going to be able to blink silence with that AoE onto Void, onto Necro, and make sure that their escape mechanisms and saves will not be available. But again, it's a very tight game, 6-5, with only 1k net worth lead in it. Gambit playing the map very well. The 3 heroes top, 2 babysitting the Void. Do you want to see maybe a bit more action from Shachlo?
Yes, I want to see some smoke, make stuff happen, and here it comes.
It's going to be ViCi Gaming heading down south. Ori, Invis, reveals himself as a scan from the Radiant. Will realize that there is a hero behind the tier 1, but they're not quite sure who it is. Grim and Legion heading into jungle. They are looking for targets. FNG's right there with them, and a nice ink swell into duel catches out Kunkka. Boats on top of the Torrent to delay. Ice Blast will connect, but Ori is tanky, and he might just live to fight another day here. Running it out. The Ice Blast is about to wear off, and he's got 18 one charges to pop himself back up, enough HP to survive and turn and fight. Shachlo falling, call down, rocket barrage, everything, the kitchen sink. Gyro chucks the kitchen at him. Cutler in, everything stuck in the back of the Legion. Grimstroke falls immediately after, and ViCi Gaming, this is them reacting to Gambit's plays.
A bit limited on the burst damage, and Kanka got the boat off. Double bracer, magic wand, pretty hard to take down, sitting on almost 2000 HP. Either they kill him before he gets the boat off, or they don't. I mean, it was pretty close, but still not worth it in the long run.
Yeah, Ori very wisely popping that boat down on top of his head. Does moves like that, you know, buy a little bit of time here for your Necro, for your Faceless Void to kind of catch up to the net worth levels of the Gyro and the Kunkka. But potentially here we see ViCi Gaming start to take a more substantial net worth lead. Gyro now making bottom lane his home. The natural mirror movement, the yin and yang of the Dota2 map. Dire moves bot, Radiant moves top. We've come to know and love this so much. And Dire have the vision to play with down bottom lane as well.
Yeah, the old switcheroo, as we like to call it. Kanka will finish his Spirit Vessel, so it's going to be much harder for Necro to play. They have ways of dispelling it with press the attack, but Legion needs to be alive to do so. So far, 0 damage on Legion Commander.
Well, the global there for the Void kill. X back into the Torrent boat, and that is easy as you like. ViCi Gaming yet again stamping their mark on this game. And that was Faceless Void. I think as he picked up his Midas as well. Did he actually get a usage out of it?
Yeah, he did.
Very good. No massive Pidus then.
At least it's something.
And it definitely is. Transmuting those creeps, turning them into gold. Vampire lurking top. Nobody really coming up to meet him or connecting onto the Grimstroke. FNG, yeah, you found some bad men. Bad men in the Bounty Rune area, and the Spam Pings come out. They should not have given away these Bounty Runes, and they should not really be fighting here, should they? They've got a nice little...
the silence.
Bind. The Chrono does come out onto 2. The Inkswell onto the Legion will connect with a bit more damage, and the Reaper's Scythe. Good kill onto Night Stalker, but they've got Kunkka still here with a X mark back into the Stolen Reaper. PYW dominating for a good reason. Beautiful play out from the Rubik, grabbing that ulti from Necro, and very little here that Gambit seem able to do. Legion has been trapped in the middle of 3 Dire heroes. The boat comes out. They do lose their Rubik at long last. PYW falls, and this is Gambit finally addressing the issue.
Where's that damage? Give him the damage, but the Centaur helps.
Okay, they don't get the dual win, but they do get a double kill on Vampire, and 3 heroes dead on the side of ViCi Gaming.
Such a clutch silence from Night Stalker right when he was blanking in. Also, Necro should pop either a Ghost Shroud or Dead Pulse right after he uses the Reaper Sight, so it's not stolen.
He definitely should. This Rubik is causing them issues. Stealing Scythe, stealing all the good stuff. Have so many spells in this game as well. Anything from Grimstroke, Ice Blast, Cold, like anything from any of these heroes is glorious to steal.
They need more defensive items, either like a Glimmer Cape or a Force Staff to push Faceless Void out of the focus. Same goes for Necro if he's in trouble.
AoE silences there on top of his head, but he's got the press the attack, the turn, the heal, sustain is great from GPK, and they found the kill on PYW. I love player names with 3 characters. They're so easy to say.
PYW?
GPK, PYW, XXS. Name some more. FNG.
There's a lot of those in this game. Anyone else? Ori. ORI.
ORI, yeah. You're absolutely right. There's tons of them. Tons and tons of them. DY, you need another one. DIY, maybe? just drop an I in there. Get with a theme. DY, looking at him. Bracer, Windlace. Living the poverty life on that position 5 silencer. You remember the days of silencer sitting in fountain waiting because global is the only thing they're required for?
Yep. Especially against Enigma.
Yes, especially against Enigma.
There was a game like 6 months ago, I remember. A dude was playing against Enigma who had the Refresher, and they killed the Roche, and he also had the Refresher. So he was just sitting at the tier 3 tower while his team was fighting near enemy tier 1 towers.
Just waiting, biding his time to pop his ulti. DY doing much more than that, of course. Plenty of deep wards. You can see the string of them across from the northwest down to the southeast. Dire Observer wards covering the majority of the map. And in prime position to watch for smoke ganks, which really is how Gambit get back into the swing of this game, right? Smoke up, get a chrono, get a duel, get your spells and dump them onto enemies.
This deep ward will scout the Blink Dagger that Legion just picked up.
Very nice. And the Javelin for Void as well as he wanders towards the Maelstrom. 10 to 10. Closing in on that 20-minute mark. And so often this tournament, so often this patch, we've been talking about that, 19, 20, 21-minute timing where heroes have a Radiance or they have the mech and they're ready to go. These two games so far from Gambit and ViCi Gaming have been a little bit of a stray off the path of that 20-minute timing. They've been really ready to go from 10 minutes.
BKBs will be purchased. Here comes one on Gyrocopter. And Kanka about to finish his in 1,600 gold, so a little bit of a missed timing there, where you actually want to take a fight when two of your cores are extremely strong, but they will still take a fight. Smoke.
Coming in from behind the tower, and a nice X-Torrent to start it off. Blink forward, Xiao Yu with the help of the Global Silence, aiming on the Necro, but he is incredibly beefy. His hood, his heal, press the attack, and again, the turn is there.
There's the Chrono!
Dream! He set it up beautifully, but where's the damage? Duel onto Gyro will come out now, and the Reaper's Scythe gets the bonus damage in onto the Legion, but a stolen Chrono again from BYW, but it trapped the Gyro. He's stuck in the big blue bubble. Night Stalker's gonna sprint away, he's flapping his wings, he's trying to escape. Dream battering in, but he's being held up by that Silencer. DY trying to pump it forward, but they can again with the sustain.
The first hit
bash. The RNG God Dream has set it up again. GPK's on a mega kill streak, and what a beautifully executed team fight from Gambit.
That's not what the target that you want to go for. He's extremely tanky with Hood, the Guardian Greaves, can remove the Global Silence, pop that Ghost Shroud, so there is not enough damage. Also, Fizzle's Void should be careful when he's using that Chronosphere. Just pop time dilation right away.
5 seconds duel, silence. It's there from Xiao Yu. He has a shrine, and this is probably where Shachlo gives up. Oh, he's not giving up. He's gone for press the attack into duel. The Ice Blast is going to clip. It's going to clip. He's got the win.
Barely.
Legion again, 36 bonus damage.
On the edge. Someone should tip FNG. Well, they tipped Xiao Yu. So Ancient Apparition just hit level 10, which means GPM is going to have 2 supports with the gold advantage.
A ward a minute. Over a ward a minute. It's like 2 wards a minute now. Now that Observer wards are so damn cheap. Rubik opting to not go for either of his level 10 talents. 4-4-2-1 build. Interestingly, the HP talent on Rubik seems so incredibly valuable. 200 HP instead of, the 4th point in telekinesis, for example.
Yeah, I would take 200 HP over it.
A bit of an odd decision
Much
from PYW.
more value you get from it.
Especially at level 11, right? He's missed it twice. Or decided to skip over it twice, anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he knows about it.
This Hand of Midas of Void. Pop it out on a tomato, turn it into ketchup. Continues his farming rates as he is still lagging behind.
Are you a ketchup or a mustard guy, Gary?
It depends what's on. I'm not.
If you're eating some sausages.
I would say mustard probably overall. I've gone off ketchup. It's a bit sweet for me. I've got old. My taste buds have changed.
Maybe you're just more classy. I don't know. Eating mustard seems like a gentleman thing.
Gentlemanly mustard. What about you? Ketchup or mustard? I mean,
mustard. I mean, I don't eat fries with mustard, but...
Okay. I'm more of a hot sauce guy, for sure. So, I'd say hot sauce if you ask me my condiment of choice. They know. Does ViCi know?
Yeah, ViCi know about the mustard.
They know about the mustard. They're going to spread this mustard all over Gambit's hot dog. They're going to TP out. Dar Observer Ward, 2 of them. Dewarded by Shachlo. Beautiful income of cash for Legion Commander.
Yeah, their ward will also get dewarded. It's being pinged out, but can they defend it? That's the question.
Go and get that sentry, Shachlo. Oh, that's a tree. You're quelling the tree. Gambit now feeling the rhythm of the game a little more than they had as the laning phase broke down, and thanks to GPK at the top of the net worth with Hood, Greaves, Force going into pipe, he is a walking fountain. He's a walking hospital. The field medic Necros come out to keep everybody nice and healthy.
You got more of those, Gary?
He's a walking nurse. I don't know, he's a nurse? He's a doctor?
Pigeon doctor?
The pigeon doctor. That's a parakeet. That's no pigeon. The lesser speckled necrophotic parakeet. Where's GPK from? Is he Russian?
I believe so. Let me just get a quick look.
I believe he is. Native,
yeah, he is.
Native to the frozen tundra of the Siberian wasteland. Nearly has that full pipe done, in fact. FNG signaling they probably need at least an observer ward somewhere in their own jungle. Watch for those access points coming down towards the bottom tier too. Make sure they keep tabs on the gyro.
It will become much easier for Gambit to fight against the Global Silence and the Night Stalker. Once the BKBs are up, faces Void. Working towards one, same goes for Legion Commander. Just a 1500 gold away.
Desperately needed. If they're going to be taking these big 5-on-5 clashes coming up. Bounty runes in about a minute. ViCi Gaming looking to set themselves up for top lane and bot lane with the way they put Silencer and Gyro down there. Let's see if Gambit will try and match them. I saw the arrow from FNG indicating he believes that ViCi Gaming will invade top for the top tier 1, which is a pretty prime target to go for a bounty rune gamble top basically, and then go for a tier 1. And I think Gambit will be grouping up there to defend their northern shrine.
Yeah, the South American, southeastern quadrant needs to be invaded. Yeah, Gary, you need to stop.
What do you mean? It's the northern Radiant Shrine. It's the toppity-toppitus.
Isn't it easier to just say top shrine?
I don't know. In my head, I just like saying north and south, all right? Calm down. It's like the equivalent of 12-hour clock versus 24-hour
What do you call a shrine near their triangle? Is it the Eastern Shrine?
Which one? The dire
one?
The Eastern, yeah, the dire Eastern Shrine.
First time hearing it.
What do you want me to call it? Jeremy? Gabriel? Jemima?
That would make more sense.
So we're gonna name the 4 shrines now. One of them's called Jeremy. What's the second Radiant Shrine called?
Bob.
Bob, nice. Yep. Jeremy, Bob. Gladys. We'll have one called
Samuel.
Gladys. And Samuel.
One is Samuel, yeah.
There we go. Beautiful. Thank you, Lacoste. So I won't use north, south, east, and west anymore.
I think you're gonna mess it up.
I don't know which one's which, so yes. I'm gonna mess up their names. 1k lead now in the hands of Gambit. And we see the mirror movement in the classic again. Bot lane is invaded by that dire team, as we all expected. And top lane Gambit trying to take out tier 2s. Get into that dire jungle. The Jeremy jungle.
Jeremy jungle. Bob's triangle right there on the western side.
Instead of the Bermuda Triangle, it's the Bob Triangle. Hello, Void lifted up. They've got Vampire coming in, but the Global will stop it. The BKB's good from Dream, though, and he's got a Chrono catching 2. Kunkka is one of the targets. A tanky one, which Dream tries to focus as Eurus. Oh, it's paparazzi showtime. FNG drops just like that, and GPK is isolated. If they get the chase on him, he Reaper's Scythe out onto paparazzi just to try and slow the damage down, but it's all too little too late. Vampire's buyback will come to nothing, and ViCi Gaming get a 3 for nothing.
There was no follow-up in the Chronosphere. It's a good bait with Faceless Void, since they can't really lock him down, besides telekinesis and then using a combo from Kunkka. But BKB was ready. I'm not sure if they have enough damage. You're playing against AA, who's gonna respawn in 10 seconds. Let's see. Well, there is Solar Crest on Night Stalker, so that's gonna be much easier. Shoot that. Shoot it from the downtown. Also DY with the invis. No sentries.
That Silencer out on the front lines, trying to bait Gambit in. Roshan drops, Aegis claims. So Gambit, they do not stick around to play with ViCi Gaming.
Didn't want to fully commit there.
Paparazzi, I think he just threw the call down onto the mid creep wave just to shove it out as they go back to Shrine. BKB Aegis Gyro. Aghanims on top with Butterfly coming. This Paparazzi Gyrocopter is becoming a bit of a problem for Gambit.
Yeah, one more problem they have is this Night Stalker with a Blink Dagger cutting into backlines, not allowing AA to hit his combo, and the Grimstroke as well.
And look at how much control they have over Dream. Lift up with a stolen stroke of fate. They've dropped him to half HP pretty much with just the Rubik. Kunkka aiming for the Assault Cuirass now as top tier 1 will finally be grabbed up by ViCi Gaming. It's been a long time coming, almost 30 minutes in. They get that top tower. Gambit ready, laying in wait. Jump in duel with the BKB. As the
No
Void
chrono yet.
looking to finish off quickly this Ori, and they do so. In fact, the Global comes out from Silencer, but they've already lost Xiao Yu. Night Stalker down, and FNG with a kiss again. They were beautifully set up, hiding in that tree line, ready in wait.
A little bit of mistake, I would say, there by ViCi Gaming, trying to play a bit more aggressive, not respecting Gambit once again.
Especially when Paparazzi with the Aegis BKB was nowhere really to be seen, kind of ditched. You know, as soon as the Legion Blink duel comes, you just ditch that fight. You don't want to really stick around. You don't have vision up on the high ground. ViCi Gaming back to farming. Finish off that butterfly on your gyro. And what's next for Legion Commander? I think that's the interest for me. BKB Blink, that's great and all.
Can still shift towards the blade mail if you want.
That's what I was wondering too.
I mean, their BKBs are gonna go down, so spell damage.
It's not like you need a Shadow Blade or anything, right, for Shadowslayer. You just need more damage. You don't need more initiation. You've got this Soulbind to pretty much guarantee you a Blink duel. Smoke on smoke. Gambit will pop the smoke on DY. Shadowslayer equally loses.
But they don't know that the rest of the team is backing him up. There's a AA ulti.
It does jump over. Soulbind onto Paparazzi. He's already dropped incredibly low. Not dead just yet, though. Silence follows through. And we'll connect with the Gyrocopter. Void going in with a time dilation. Just try and slow down ViCi's retreat. No casualties in that little head-to-head.
FNG dropped that ulti preemptively. Like, I'm gonna drop it before I die.
Look at this X mark bounty rune grab. Nearly kill FNG.
Don't X mark me back. Wish it worked that way.
Let me stay. Let me stay. FNG, he will live. Aghanim Scepter coming up for FNG pretty quickly. That GPM talent you mentioned going to work here.
Both of the supports have GPM talent, so they are gonna scale, especially with the item build that X's Vampire is going for. You have this Hex with the Soulbind. It's a double Hex.
Double Hex, double Scythe, double Duel, double Cold Feet. Decent number of single target abilities to go into that Soulbind. And now with additional cast range, the talent on top of the Ether Lens on that Grimstroke, and of course GPK here getting even tankier minute by minute with his talent decisions.
Yeah. When Void hits level 20, the Time Walk cast range, it's so much easier for him to set things up.
Yeah, whether it's escaping or actually just straight up initiating. Void heavily reliant on the Time Walk. 16 to 15. Both of these games, they've been really tight. A razor edge separates these two squads. Gambit, they are pretty much all about the execution, though. If they don't get their spells in the correct order on the correct targets, things can fall apart. Because ViCi Gaming, I feel like they've got maybe a more easier lineup to execute with a global silence, with a gyro cooldown and split damage from his flat cannon.
I have to agree there a little bit. Faces Void, can go in, use a Chronosphere, but there need to be some kind of follow-up, and the only one who can do it is Legion Commander. I see that Legion right now has Shadowblade queued up. I'm also digging it. Like, if you can find Silencer in the back lines, yeah. It's not always the greatest target, because if you just kill Silencer, and then he buys back, uses Global, you did nothing.
That is a really nice idea. And I've just kind of thought about it as well. The Legion Commander having BKB. We've talked a lot about the Abaddon, right? Popping ulti to get out of stuns, then using shield to save a teammate as FNG gets picked off. Massive gank from ViCi Gaming, bringing pretty much everyone down here. Kunkka still lagging behind a little bit, but 5 heroes will rotate bottom for ViCi.
Yeah, Shadowblade is more of a assassination build, where you're trying to stop enemy split pushing, and it's great when you have a blade mail.
Yeah, but
it's not that effective when you don't.
Well, they jump in with the Inkswell duel. Void comes through to try and pump the damage forward. Lift up, drag back. PYW stops this duel from actually finishing Xiaoyu off, and they're turning to fight. Xiaoyu wants to try and battle Vampire. Nearly actually gets the pick off, in fact, as Eurus arriving to the scene of the crime, but everybody is bailing. Vampire low with a cooldown dropping on his head. They need to save GPK, but they can't keep Vampire alive, and he did buy back earlier on, so doesn't have it now. Xiaoyu's going wild onto this Void. It needs a Chrono and run. That's a defensive Chrono, and they've X-marked back GPK. The Ice Blast will fly forward, but Gambit, the execution just was not there.
He had enough time to just time walk away. A Legion Commander also needs to take care of Faceless Void with that press the attack.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to lead up to, was the fact that when Legion BKBs, she can turn and press the attack on the Void, so he doesn't have to BKB. In this case, it didn't work out as they intended. And look at that, Void going for a Satanic now to try and reduce all of these disable durations, silence durations.
Interesting build on Ori this time. Has Pipe queued up.
He doesn't want to get clipped by all this magic damage. Reaper's Scythe, Ice Blast, it's been pretty nasty. As FNG meets his match mid lane, ViCi Gaming roaming around as this gank squad finding kill after kill. GPK forced to go Shroud
Where's
and run.
that duel?
There is a nice little duel with the Reaper's Scythe, Ice Blast, and Paparazzi with no Aegis and no time to cast BKB. Will drop down as quickly as he ran forward. Shachlo very nearly clips Xiaoyu, but the blink off to the trees. He's trapped in there, and I wonder, Dream, does Dream find him? They don't have vision, they can't see where he is.
Bounty runes. They might get 4 this time.
There's the blink back out. Xiaoyu's safe and sound.
So Kunkka kind of realizes, I am the position 3 right now. This Night Stalker is dealing the damage. So they usually are offlaner builds into all these tanky items, and he's going for the damage here.
Yeah, Xiaoyu going into Abyssal Blade. Cues it up. Already having that solar to amp up his damage is very handy. Gambit definitely proving that in the right circumstances they can win these fights reasonably convincingly. Seems to be coming down to the vision game again. Like, I look at this mini-map, man. What is going on as 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, like 10 sentries. Hello, Xiaoyu. He's trying to kill the Void. BKB from Dream is there, and he's got a Chrono in 2. He might just pop this. Show
He's gonna pop
the
it.
Night Stalker
Let's go,
what you're made out of. Oh no, don't run away. It's boring.
He was afraid because his time dilation was on cooldown, and Rubik was ready to steal it.
Oh, the BKB Legion with the Ice Blast. This is what they were waiting for. There's the pick-off with bonus damage for Shachlo.
This time he uses a BKB, so no Yule Scepter shenanigans or telekinesis from Rubik. Made a mistake once, not gonna repeat it. Also, BKB is down to 7 seconds, so I assume he's just gonna keep doing it. It's a big kill.
50 seconds without him. And it is during nighttime as well. This is ideal time, ideal candidate with a Night Stalker for ViCi to go and make plays, and especially with Roshan being alive, ViCi don't have the full squad to contest this take by Gambit. Dire Observer Wards on the high ground, trying to keep that vision going across towards the pit. Nice Ice Blast for vision. It clips Paparazzi and Ori, in fact, with the trail of the Ice Blast.
He even plays the same Observer Ward just in case this one expires.
Yeah. They really need to keep that vision going, but Roshan about to drop. No jump in from ViCi Gaming. Dream has already grabbed the Aegis very quickly, but PYW Glimmer Yules, out he goes.
Cheese on PYW.
You are absolutely right, there is a cheese. He has snuck himself a tasty little treat.
Use that
but he's
cheese
also
now, huh?
Gonna lose his life and give that damage over to Shachlo.
Legion Commander becoming extremely strong, about to hit level 25, so there's one way to deal with the global silence. Like, you don't care anymore, you pop your BKB, you use the AoE, press the attack.
Dispel everybody. Keep everybody nice and toasty and warm. Shachlo, though, is walked into a sentry, has BKB and is forced to pop it. TP out. The damage, though, holy shit, that was close. A couple more hits from that gyro. The Aghanims going off. Really looked good there. But Legion surviving with a swift BKB usage.
It's looking really good for Gambit right now, even though it's pretty even in terms of net worth. Just takes invisibility in front of Void.
I love this camaraderie between teams now with the all chat. You know it's a nice little play. It's a sick little tip of the hat. Shachlo invis. Shadow bladed up for another couple of seconds. But Vampire is the one in trouble. He showed on bot lane. He's being... Yeah, FNG knows. That's FNG, man. Keeping his team in the know. That Ice Blast. Looking to catch onto Ori. Kunkka has already BKB'd. And Xiao Yu comes in for Vampire again, but the Guardian Greaves and the Chrono looking to really take this Night Stalker down a notch during the nighttime. The Global does come out and the boat over the top as the heal, the press the attack stolen and turned onto the Night Stalker, so he is healthy as Larry, and a Torrent is beautiful onto the Legion Commander. So no continuation here from Gambit as they buy back Legion, back to the Shrine, they fall. They need to hold the high ground, but Dream's gone. Dead for 90 and no Chrono. This has to be a full retreat from Gambit.
It's tough. You have Night Stalker running at you. There's going to be another silence.
They're trying to kill off Night Stalker, and they might just succeed with a duel and a Reaper Scythe. They do. In comes Dream. He's brought back. He doesn't care about Chrono. The cheese is popped. They gave it up to Eurus, but Paparazzi is isolated, left all alone by his team, and in comes Gambit. FNG calls for the buyback, and it's beautifully done again. Perfect execution, perfect timing, and Gambit showing ViCi Gaming that they are here.
2 buybacks on course, Faceless Void and Legion Commander, just to get those 2 kills. The way they initiated this fight was not perfect. Legion Commander blinking in, trying to get vision from the Ice Blast. BKB was on cooldown, and they didn't achieve anything. But with 2 buybacks, ViCi Gaming was, yeah, we're gonna go in. Night Stalker will be chasing it. Oh, another duel ready in a couple of seconds.
But he takes the bounty rune under the nose of the Rubik.
And
so the
this is Hex
blink out.
on Grimstroke.
Completed. Oh boy, so the double scythe will be coming through with that soulbind. So not only can they potentially catch 2 or 3 man Chrono, but they're going to have the heroes outside of the Chrono scythe up. If they can get that down before the global, before the BKBs. Solar Crest for Shachlo, so going back into this kind of middle of the road item in terms of cost, but a very high priority for these teams in terms of actually picking up 1 per team.
1 big talent, the press the attack that we discussed, AoE Purge plus heal, and Necro just finished his Aghanim Scepter. So they could be using a Reaper Sight multiple times in a team fight.
That's going to be really nifty. Scepter cooldown 40 seconds. We'll see what GPK can get his hands on. Very, very close match. Net worth, kills, map control, towers. Everything's pretty dead even, right? 2 towers remain on the Dire side. 2 towers remain on the Radiant side. A slight XP lead. I say slight, 10k. Going up the way towards Gambit, which is, you know, Legion Commander with that 30% XP gain talent, getting 25 first. Definitely helping out. Okay, Paparazzi, what's he? Oh, that's why. He has Lincoln's done, thanks to that creep wave.
I want to see a gem picked up on Gambit. Get rid of the vision. Also, they have 1 Glimmer Cape.
They know where Xiao Yu is. Oh, but he's blinked away. Does he know? He doesn't. And that allows the Legion duel and the Void again to jump. These heroes pairing up nicely. Scythe comes out, but it's a little late. The BKB does allow the Night Stalker to keep his respawn time where it should be.
Still 70 seconds. Roche may respawn in 3 minutes. Buyback still on cooldown for another 5. So Gambit, I don't think they want to fully commit for a team fight. Just get a pick off, try to get Roche, and then take a fight, because you have 2 cores with no buybacks. Or what they can do is just bait with Necro and back him up.
Greaves.
Because he's the one who has a buyback at this moment.
Buyback, Greaves, Lotus, Necro, no buyback.
Yeah, this is it. They're just baiting with Necro.
Grimstroke does.
Look at me.
Come and get me. I'm a tasty Necro. Tasty treat, but a DD gyro waiting on the high ground. Torrent down to half HP, GPK, but a nice chrono in onto Paparazzi. That's going to blow him up with the Ice Blast there. He might get his BKB off just by a bit of time, but no, he's shut down. Shatchlow says absolutely bloody not. Another dual win for your Legion commander. And we're getting to astronomical levels of damage for Shatchlow, honestly.
Where could they possibly be? Necro climbs high ground twice just to check what's happening.
A little meerkat poking his head out of the hole. All of a sudden, there's a full swarm and gang of them. ViCi Gaming.
It's one of those, if you see a rhino inside the water, or what's it called, the other animal? It's not a rhino, a hippo, yeah. I mean, rhino can also be in the water if it's not too deep. And if you see hippo's head, it's probably just the full hippo. It's not just the head.
Yeah, and they are one of the most dangerous animals
they are.
in the world. I think it's maybe the most
dangerous animal to humans.
To humans, yeah. They can run at like 40 kilometers an hour or something in water, which is insanity. You know, they're big lumbering animals, but they are speedy beasts.
Yeah, there's also flying hippos as well, if you didn't know.
And hippomaniacs. Yeah, they exist as well. Dangerous creatures. Gambit. 7k lead for them now. Void and Necro, top of the pops, looking hot. Dream with a double damage rune wants that bottom tier 1. Clear out these final outer objectives. And I think that courier is scouting out Roshan in the pit. Yes, it is.
Backtrack talent on Faceless Void.
Here we go.
Bring back Dota2 stuff. What would you bring if you could as a talent?
If I could bring back something from Dota 1 as a talent.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
You can think about it, answer later.
Thanks. I need it. My slow brain, man. Smooth brain and very small. Dream onto the tier 2. Where are your creeps, mate? They're coming. He just doesn't care. He just doesn't care about tower. He'll tank it up until the cows come home. Or until the hippos come home, Lacoste. ViCi Gaming have gone on a long-ass wraparound. They're going to get bounty runes top. Looks like they'll try and defend up and maybe scout out Roshan if he is up. Because the big man should be returning soon.
Minute. 2 minutes until they have buybacks on Legion and Faceless Void.
Scouting Ice Blast. Off the map it goes. FNG just releasing his soul into the abyss. Aghanims and Ghost Scepter. And whose magic wand is that? He's picked up someone else's wand. GPKs. That's not how things work in the Harry Potter world. You've got to disarm them first before you can use it.
No, you have your own wand, yeah.
The wand chooses you, says Ollivander.
Well, maybe his wand chose FNG.
Well, he can't use it, so unfortunately not. Lots of deep wards here from ViCi Gaming as well. The Great Wall of Warding. All the way across the Roche Pit, deep into the enemy shrine, up at the Gladys Shrine. The left-hand side of the map for the Radiant. FNG knows though. He's already de-warded one. What's the bet? He de-wards all three. Okay, well, there's 2 of them, so pretty high there.
Still 50 seconds until the buybacks. A bit of a mistimed smoke. Like, you want to wait a little bit. I mean, the fight is going to last for a couple of seconds.
Ori's here alone.
There's the hacks.
They've got him set up on Inkswell. Onto this Dream Void, he's going to throw the Chrono just for the Ori kill. The Global comes out and the steal from the Rubik's the Void Chrono. But they've got the duel and the Rubik's side in onto the Kunkka. They've killed him off at long last. Dream does get the final pick off. PYW has to use himself up to save himself from the onslaught and out the homing missiles. Donking onto the Void's head as FNG is being battered down by Xiao Yu. And Shatchlow blinking out. Gambit full retreat. The buyback on the Kunkka means they cannot battle around this Roche Pit. They've got to give up. They've lost their 2 supports. They have buyback available. But GPK needs to reset.
They used a bit too much to kill that Kunkka. It was Hex, Reaper Sight, Chrono. Let's go, Gary.
They've got the homing missile, but the Void's in. That's a Chrono of his own if he wants to use it. And Eurus, he's going to back up. The boat will land onto 2. The Reaper Sight stolen. PYW nearly finds Dream, but he's got Lotus. He's got heal. A sustain from GPK. And the turn from Gambit. 4 staff away. Good overwhelming odds. And another Scythe. How many Scythes have we got? It's Scythe on Scythe action. ViCi Gaming are losing everybody. Another duel from the Legion commander.
Here
FNG
comes
has
the
nice
A-Blast
forward. And he's going to clip a couple. Paparazzi, he's got to do so much work. He's basically 1 versus 5 at this point. ViCi are bleeding out. Too many cuts from Gambit. Gambit are doing it. They've called GG. Gambit 2-0 ViCi Gaming.
Man, this Ice Vortex, minus 38% magic resistance with Necro, which is also magical damage. He was, level 25, plus Faceless Void, all this magical damage, plus the Bash is also magical. Man, they played extremely well. Also,